Once upon a time, in a small town named Willow Creek, there lived a man named Jake. He was known around the town for always being in a hurry. From the moment he woke up until he went to bed, Jake rushed through life. He had a job as an accountant in a local bank, where he worked hard trying to climb the corporate ladder. Every day, he would gulp down his breakfast and run to the bus stop, barely making it on time. He ran through the busy streets, dodging people, dogs, and bicycles. Jake was never truly happy. Despite his fast pace and the accolades he received at work, a nagging feeling of emptiness followed him. Every weekend, he would fill his time with cleaning, shopping, and errands. He felt that being busy meant he was important. However, deep down, he wished for something more. He had friends from work, but they were more like acquaintances. They rarely met outside the office. He had not found love in years, and he hadn't spoken to his family in ages. Life felt like a series of tasks he had to complete. One sunny Saturday, Jake was running late again. He had promised to meet his work friends at a nearby cafe. He rushed out of his apartment, sprinted down the street, and suddenly he tripped over a loose stone. He fell to the ground, scraping his knee. As he sat there, catching his breath, he felt a strange moment of stillness wash over him. Instead of getting up and continuing his race, he sat quietly, watching the world around him. People bustled past him. Children played in the park. An older couple strolled hand in hand, and a woman sat on a bench, reading a book. For the first time, Jake noticed the beauty of his surroundings. The trees were in full bloom, and the air was sweet with the scent of flowers. He sat there for a long time, feeling the warmth of the sun on his face. It was a moment of peace he had not experienced in years. Feeling a little embarrassed, Jake finally got up, dusted himself off, and decided to walk to the cafe instead. As he strolled, he noticed a small bookstore he had never seen before. The sign said, "Sunny Books." On a whim, he walked inside. The smell of old paper filled his senses, and he felt a strange comfort. "Hello there," called out a woman from behind the counter. She had curly brown hair and sparkling eyes. "Welcome to Sunny Books. I'm Lila. Do you need help finding something?" Jake hesitated, feeling uncomfortable but intrigued. No. I just wanted to look around," he replied, smiling shyly. As he browsed, he found himself drawn to a section of books on travel and adventure. He picked one up called The World Awaits. He flipped through the pages, each image of distant lands calling to him. Lila noticed his interest. "That book is wonderful. It talked about the beauty of exploring and taking your time to enjoy life." Jake laughed nervously. "I'm not much of a traveler. I'm always busy with work. Sometimes all it takes is to stop rushing and take a breath." Lila smiled encouragingly. "You might be surprised at what you discover." Inspired by Lila's words, Jake left the bookstore with a travel book in tow, feeling an unfamiliar sense of hope. He arrived at the cafe much later. His friends were waiting, but he found it difficult to focus on their chatter. Instead, he thought about his time in the bookstore and Lila's encouraging words. Over the next few weeks, Jake changed his routine. He began to wake up a little earlier, allowing himself time to enjoy his coffee and read a few pages from his new book. He discovered that the world continued to turn without him rushing through it. He made a conscious effort to interact more with the people around him. He even began to chat with his neighbors, who he had previously ignored. One day, he decided to return to Sunny Books to thank Lila for her encouragement. When he walked in, he felt a warmth from the place that made him smile. Lila was at the counter again. "Jake, nice to see you," she exclaimed. "Hi, Lila. I just want to say thank you. Your words really made a difference for me," he replied, feeling grateful. As they talked more, Jake learned that Lila was also passionate about travel. She had visited many countries, blending her love for books and adventures. They exchanged stories about their experiences and dreams. Jake realized he had a lot to learn from her. He began to visit the bookstore more often, and each time he felt a deeper connection with Lila. After several weeks, Jake gathered the courage to ask her out for coffee. To his delight, she agreed. Their coffee date turned into a beautiful adventure of shared stories and laughter. They began to explore the nearby countryside together, taking long walks, visiting local markets, and enjoying tiny moments that filled Jake with happiness. As their bond grew stronger, Jake began to understand the importance of slowing down. He learned that life was not just about finishing tasks, but about connecting with others and appreciating the simple moments. He started spending weekends with his family, rekindling old memories. They even had a barbecue together after many years apart. Months passed, and one afternoon, while walking hand in hand with Lila in the park, Jake stopped. "You know, I used to think my worth was measured by how fast I could run through life," he said softly. Lila smiled, her eyes sparkling. "And now I know that life is about the moments we create and the people we love," he replied, his heart full. "I feel alive for the first time." In that moment, Jake knew he had found his life not in the frantic running, but in the gentle pace of being present. He looked at Lila, a sense of peace washing over him. She was right. All it took was to stop running and open his heart to the world around him. And in Willow Creek, the man who stopped running had truly found his life.